Have you ever wondered why some people quietly rise to the top while others constantly announce their goals yet never achieve them? We all know someone who's loud about their plans, who talks endlessly about their dreams, but months or even years later, nothing has changed. They're stuck, frustrated, and still talking, while others quietly climb the ladder of success without attracting attention. Maybe you've been in that position yourself. I certainly have. It's painful because deep down you know you could be doing better. It's a harsh truth, but it's essential to confront it head on. Success isn't built by talking loudly. Success is built quietly, steadily, consistently, and behind closed doors. In this video, I'm going to teach you something powerful that changed my life completely. I'm going to show you how you can build extraordinary success, one small step at a time, silently, consistently, and with absolute certainty. You'll learn why quiet consistency beats loud ambition every single time. I'll show you how to leverage the power of incremental improvement, how to cultivate habits that compound dramatically over time, and why it's crucial to stop chasing instant validation and start embracing long-term results. By the end of our conversation today, you'll have the tools and mindset to finally transform your dreams into a daily reality without making a big scene about it. I learned early in my career that if you want real, lasting success, you need to let your results speak louder than your words. When I was starting out, I made a critical mistake. I talked too much about my goals, shared too many of my plans, and spent precious energy chasing approval and validation from others. But I quickly realized something fundamental. Every minute spent talking about success is a minute you could have spent working towards it. This realization hit me hard. I was wasting time. Worse yet, every time I shared a goal publicly and didn't immediately succeed, I felt embarrassed and discouraged, losing confidence each step of the way. The turning point for me was discovering that the world's greatest achievers are quietly disciplined. They show up consistently. They do the work without fanfare. They embrace routines, execute quietly, and let their consistent actions compound into results. These individuals don't rely on public applause or validation. Instead, their self-worth is measured privately in their own minds and hearts by the consistency of their actions and the discipline of their habits. They've learned a powerful secret. Success doesn't shout it, whispers. You might wonder, Brian, how exactly do I become this kind of person? I'm glad you asked, because this video is designed to show you precisely that. You'll learn to appreciate the power of small, daily commitments that compound into tremendous results over time. I will walk you step by step through how to create a routine that feels effortless, yet generates unstoppable momentum. You will learn to embrace quiet consistency, not as a chore, but as a natural extension of your identity. You'll stop chasing quick wins and start building lasting foundations. Success isn't something you pursue. Success is something you attract by becoming a person of value, consistency, and quiet discipline. It's about choosing habits that align with your goals and repeating them day after day until they become second nature. You don't have to advertise your greatness. The results will speak for themselves. Your life, your career, and your relationships will improve drastically once you accept this truth and implement it daily. And it all starts today. No fanfare, no grand announcements, just you making a simple, quiet decision. I will build success daily, consistently, quietly. Let me assure you of something powerful right now. Real confidence is born not from how loudly you announce your dreams, but from how consistently you deliver on promises you make to yourself when no one else is watching. The more consistently you act, the stronger your self-respect becomes. Soon enough, that quiet discipline becomes an unshakable identity, one that propels you forward even when the world around you doubts, questions, or ignores you. I promise you this: if you embrace the quiet power of daily, consistent action, success will become inevitable. Here's something critical I want you to understand. The difference between massive success and endless mediocrity isn't about talent, intelligence, or even opportunity. It's about habits. It's about the things you consistently do every single day, especially when nobody else is paying attention. Early in my career, I learned a powerful lesson about habits that changed everything for me. I discovered that big achievements are nothing more than a series of small actions repeated daily, quietly, and consistently. Once you realize that, everything begins to shift. One of the greatest illusions holding most people back is the belief in overnight success. We see successful people in the media and assume their achievements happened quickly. But behind every public victory are years of private, disciplined, quiet routines practiced day after day, unnoticed and uncompromised. When I began studying the lives of the world's most successful people, I found one unmistakable pattern. They built their success one habit at a time. Not with dramatic gestures or loud declarations, but with steady, incremental improvement each day. Here's why this matters for you. The life you're currently living is the direct result of your daily habits, your health, your relationships, your finances, your success. Every area of your life right now is simply reflecting your current habits. If you're dissatisfied with any part of your reality, it's because your daily actions haven't aligned consistently enough with the person you wish to become. It's not comfortable to hear, I know, but it's essential to face it honestly. Because once you understand this truth, you reclaim your power to change. So, let's talk practically. What does building success quietly and consistently look like in your day-to-day life? It starts by identifying small, meaningful habits that move you closer to your goals, and then executing them every single day, no matter how you feel. For example, if your goal is financial independence, your quiet, consistent habit might be saving or investing a small amount each day. If you're pursuing better health, it could be waking up early to exercise or choosing nutritious foods consistently, even when no one else notices or cares. For years, I've practiced a habit of spending 30 minutes each morning reading or learning something new related to my field. Nobody watches me, nobody cheers me on, there's no applause. Yet, those quiet 30 minutes each day have compounded over time into expertise, wisdom, and insight that many people now associate with me. But it didn't happen quickly or loudly. It happened quietly, consistently, every single day. This approach will work just as powerfully in your life as it has in mine if you commit to it. The biggest challenge people face in building consistent habits is that at first, the results are invisible. Nobody notices, nobody applauds, and it can feel like nothing is changing. It's easy to get discouraged. But here's what I want you to remember. Success, just like failure, doesn't happen overnight. Both are slow, steady processes that occur through daily choices. You might not see immediate results when you start a new habit, but I promise you, if you stick with it, your actions will compound dramatically over time. Imagine if you committed to becoming just 1% better every day. Initially, it might seem small or insignificant, but that 1% compounds rapidly. After 1 year, you won't just be slightly better, you'll be completely transformed. Your daily commitment will have reshaped your identity, your character, and your entire life. Most people won't see your progress at first, and that's exactly why most people quit too soon. But not you, because now you understand the power of quiet consistency. Let me share a key principle I've taught thousands of high achievers around the world. What you repeatedly do, quietly and without immediate reward, eventually becomes who you are. Your identity isn't defined by what you say you want, it's defined by what you do daily. So choose your daily habits intentionally. Let them reflect the success you desire. Over time, these habits will become so ingrained that doing them will feel effortless. They will become a part of you. Quiet consistency will not only shape your habits, it will shape your destiny. Let today be the day you commit to building habits quietly and consistently, away from the spotlight, away from the noise. Begin now, understanding clearly that the person you become tomorrow is built through the small, unnoticed actions you take today. Quietly commit, consistently execute, and your success will be unstoppable. One of the most important lessons I ever learned was this. Successful people don't need an audience. They don't wait for praise or applause to take action. Their actions aren't influenced by who is watching or how much immediate recognition they'll get. They simply move forward quietly, steadily, and consistently. The greatest performers in the world practice their craft relentlessly when nobody is looking. They don't crave validation or attention because they're focused on something deeper and far more lasting mastery. For many years, I worked quietly, writing, studying, preparing, and building. Nobody applauded my early efforts. Nobody cheered my discipline when I sat down each morning to read, learn, and practice. At times, it felt lonely. I would sometimes question if it was even worth it. But something inside kept me going, the knowledge that quiet, consistent execution is the true path to lasting success. Over time, the results spoke for themselves. Today, when people look at my accomplishments and ask, "Brian, how did you achieve this?" my answer always points back to those countless quiet mornings and evenings of dedicated action performed without recognition day after day. Now, I want to speak directly to you. The reason many people fail to achieve meaningful success is that they're overly focused on external validation. They're waiting for approval before they begin. They're looking for encouragement before they take the first step. But real success, deep success, the kind of success that creates genuine fulfillment and powerful results, isn't built on applause. It's built on quiet discipline. It's built in silence, away from the spotlight, through small, consistent acts of courage and commitment every single day. Think about your own life for a moment. Are there areas where you're delaying action because you're waiting for the perfect moment or someone else's approval? Have you hesitated to start something important because you fear no one will notice or appreciate it right away? Here's the truth. If you always wait for applause, you'll never get started. If you always seek validation, you'll never gain momentum. True success demands quiet courage. It requires taking action, especially when no one else understands why you're doing it or even notices that you are. I've studied countless successful people business leaders, athletes, artists, and innovators, and I noticed a clear pattern. Every one of them embraced quiet, consistent execution long before the world ever recognized their greatness. They committed to their routines, their habits, and their goals, not for praise or external validation, but because they understood something essential. Real success begins inside you. It begins with your daily choices, your daily disciplines, and your commitment to move forward even when nobody sees or appreciates your efforts. Right now, you have a choice. You can either keep waiting for approval, or you can quietly begin executing every single day. The great news is you don't need permission from anyone to start moving forward. You don't need someone else to believe in you. All you need is your own silent decision that from this day onward, you will act consistently regardless of recognition. Your confidence, your strength, and your success will grow each time you honor this commitment, especially when nobody else is watching. Let me share a powerful strategy with you. Start building your success in silence. Set aside a time each day to quietly and consistently perform one important action related to your goal. It could be learning, practicing, creating, writing, or reflecting. Do it daily without expecting applause. Initially, you may not see dramatic results. Others might not notice. That's okay, because over time, these quiet, consistent actions will compound into something truly extraordinary. Quiet execution will gradually build unshakable confidence. It will prove to your subconscious mind that you follow through on your commitments even when no one else is around to hold you accountable. This quiet reliability becomes your greatest strength and most valuable asset. It's the invisible foundation that supports lasting success. People around you might call it luck, talent, or even overnight success, but you'll know the truth. Your results are the natural outcome of steady, quiet consistency practiced relentlessly behind closed doors. From this moment forward, embrace the hidden power of quiet execution. Let go of the need for immediate applause or instant recognition. Focus instead on mastering your craft, building your character, and honoring your daily commitments consistently and quietly. Your results will soon speak loudly enough for themselves. That's the quiet, powerful truth of lasting success. Over the years, I've discovered something extraordinary about consistency. It doesn't just shape your results, it shapes who you become. The small, quiet decisions you make every single day, the habits you build, the promises you keep to yourself, and the commitments you fulfill, these are far more powerful than most people realize. They don't just influence your outcomes, they fundamentally reshape your identity. They transform your self-image. They mold your character. Consistency isn't just a habit, it's a powerful force of personal evolution. When I first started my career, like most people, I believed success came from big, dramatic leaps forward. I chased quick wins, short-term results, and instant rewards. But what I learned through hard experience, and what I'm sharing with you now, was that sustainable success never comes from big, sporadic actions. It always emerges from quiet, consistent, disciplined choices repeated day after day. These quiet actions build character, and character is the foundation upon which true success rests. Character isn't something you announce or broadcast. It's something you quietly demonstrate through your consistent actions over time. It's easy to say you're committed, disciplined, or dedicated, but true character is revealed through consistent behavior, especially in moments when it would be easier to break your promises. Each day, when you consistently do what you've committed to do, regardless of your emotions or distractions, you strengthen your character. This quiet consistency shapes you into someone who can handle challenges, setbacks, and opportunities with calm assurance and unwavering confidence. Think about people you deeply respect and admire. Chances are, they aren't admired simply because of their talent or charisma, but because of their character built through consistency. They're known for their reliability, integrity, and commitment because they've demonstrated these qualities consistently over time, even when no one was watching. That's the kind of person you must become to achieve lasting success. Not just someone who occasionally succeeds, but someone who consistently delivers excellence, quietly and without fanfare. If you genuinely want success, not temporary, fleeting results, but lasting fulfillment and meaningful achievement, you must start by building your character through consistency. Decide clearly who you want to become. Then, commit to performing daily actions aligned with that identity. Small, quiet, consistent actions compound into powerful character traits. Discipline, resilience, reliability, integrity, confidence. These traits, in turn, attract opportunities, resources, relationships, and results far beyond what you ever imagined possible. Here's something I've learned that I want you to remember deeply. Success will test you repeatedly. It will challenge your commitment, your courage, and your character. When those moments arrive, and they inevitably will, the quality of your character will determine your response. Will you react impulsively, emotionally, and inconsistently? Or will you calmly rely on your deeply ingrained habits and consistent routines? If you've quietly built strong character through consistency, your response to challenges will be calm, disciplined, and effective. You'll handle pressure with poise, setbacks with resilience, and opportunities with grace. The greatest advantage of building your success quietly and consistently is this: you become unstoppable. Because your confidence doesn't rely on external praise or temporary results, you have an inner power no one can take away. Your character, formed through daily consistency, gives you a quiet strength that makes setbacks feel temporary and success inevitable. This quiet confidence doesn't come from being better than others. It comes from being better than the version of yourself you were yesterday. I want you to commit today to a simple yet powerful principle. Prioritize consistency above all else. Don't obsess over speed or short-term results. Don't chase flashy, temporary recognition. Instead, quietly do what you promised yourself each day, without excuses, without hesitation. Over time, this quiet consistency will redefine your character, your self-image, and your potential. You'll look in the mirror one day and realize you've become someone extraordinary, not because of loud declarations or instant results, but because you quietly showed up every single day, doing the right things consistently, without fail. This quiet, consistent practice of character building is the most powerful path to success I've ever discovered, and now it belongs to you. Your new identity strong, disciplined, calm, confident awaits quietly within these daily commitments. Embrace consistency, build your character, and watch your success quietly, steadily, and inevitably unfold. Throughout my career, I've witnessed something remarkable again and again. The most successful people I've ever encountered aren't necessarily the most talented or gifted individuals. Instead, they're simply those who have quietly and consistently mastered the basic. They haven't chased shortcuts or shiny opportunities. They've patiently and diligently repeated the fundamentals day after day, year after year. While others rushed ahead, looking for easier paths or quicker rewards, these individuals quietly built unshakable foundations by mastering the basics thoroughly and consistently. Early in my journey, I thought success required complexity, that the key to high achievement was discovering secret methods or unique strategies others didn't know about. Like many, I believed success was complicated, elusive, and reserved for those with special knowledge or extraordinary circumstances. But the more I studied successful people, the more I realized how profoundly mistaken I was. Success wasn't complicated at all. In fact, it was beautifully simple. Most people overlooked it entirely. Success wasn't about doing extraordinary things occasionally. It was about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well, consistently, and quietly. Consider the great performers, athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders you admire most. What sets them apart isn't their occasional brilliance or dramatic breakthroughs. It's their relentless commitment to perfecting the fundamentals. Athletes practice basic movements thousands of times, even after reaching world-class status. Business leaders consistently execute basic disciplines like planning, organizing, delegating, and measuring results. Artists quietly master foundational techniques before creating masterpieces. The pattern is clear and undeniable. Quiet, consistent mastery of basic skills is the key that unlocks extraordinary success. Now, let's talk directly about your own goals. Are you currently pursuing mastery of the basics, or are you caught in the common trap of chasing complexity? Are you consistently executing the simple, proven steps toward your goals, or are you frequently distracted by the latest trends, shortcuts, or shiny objects? Here's the truth, and it's important to accept it. If you're not mastering the basics, you're setting yourself up for frustration and disappointment. No amount of complexity or innovation can compensate for a lack of fundamental mastery. So, what are the basics in your life or career? They're likely simple actions you've known about for years, yet perhaps you haven't consistently implemented them. Maybe it's starting your day with clarity and planning your top priorities before distractions arise. Maybe it's exercising consistently even when you're tired or don't feel like it. Maybe it's investing a small portion of your income every month, regardless of immediate financial pressures. These basics aren't flashy or glamorous. Nobody will applaud you for consistently executing them. But quietly, over time, these foundational practices compound into unstoppable momentum and extraordinary results. Every successful person I've known has quietly and humbly embraced the same truth. Mastery is never an accident. It's a quiet, deliberate choice made daily, often behind closed doors, without recognition or immediate reward. Mastery emerges from quiet, consistent practice and disciplined repetition of the fundamentals. It grows from your decision to be patient, persistent, and meticulous about doing the simple things exceptionally well day after day, even when you'd rather skip or avoid them. Today, I invite you to recommit to mastering the basics in your life. Don't allow boredom or impatience to sabotage your progress. Instead, quietly decide that you will perfect the fundamental habits and practices that lead directly to your goals. Commit to consistency, not complexity. Commit to discipline, no distraction. Commit to quiet mastery, not immediate applause. The beauty of this approach is that your competition is unlikely to do the same. Most people grow impatient, quit too soon, or chase complexity instead of consistency. This is your opportunity, your advantage, and your leverage. Quietly master the basics consistently, and success becomes inevitable. Let this principle guide you each day. The quiet repetition of foundational practices builds mastery. Mastery builds confidence, and confidence builds extraordinary result. Success isn't complicated, it's consistent. It's the quiet execution of simple, proven actions, repeated until they become second nature. Embrace this truth, commit quietly and deeply, and soon you'll see yourself performing at a level you never imagined possible. Master the basics quietly, consistently, and you'll unlock a lifetime of extraordinary achievement. Here's something I've learned that completely changed how I approach my goals. Consistent daily action doesn't just add up, it multiplies. Most people underestimate the power of quiet, steady effort because it doesn't appear impressive in the short term. Daily improvements can seem too small, too insignificant to matter. But quietly under the surface, something remarkable happens. These consistent small actions create momentum. This momentum is subtle at first, almost invisible, but over time it becomes incredibly powerful, propelling you forward faster and farther than you ever thought possible. Momentum isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself or attract immediate attention. Instead, it quietly accumulates through the consistent repetition of daily actions. For many years, I've watched as talented, ambitious people got frustrated and quit because they didn't see immediate results from their efforts. They mistakenly believed their daily actions weren't making any difference. But success doesn't operate on immediate feedback, it operates through quiet momentum. Just because you can't yet see the impact doesn't mean it isn't building. In fact, the most powerful forces in your life, confidence, discipline, mastery, all built silently and consistently long before visible results appear. Let me share a powerful truth. Every single action you take either moves you closer to your goal or further away from it. There's no such thing as standing still. You're either quietly creating positive momentum through consistent action or quietly creating negative momentum through consistent inaction. Many people wonder why their lives don't change despite occasional bursts of effort. The answer is simple. Occasional effort never creates lasting momentum. Only daily, quiet consistency can do that. When you take even one small positive action consistently every day, you build momentum. And this momentum, once created, becomes a powerful force pushing you steadily toward your dreams. Think about a plane on the runway. At first it moves slowly, quietly gaining speed, seemingly making little progress. But if the plane maintains its steady, quiet acceleration, momentum builds exponentially until it effortlessly lifts off the ground. Your success works exactly the same way. Initially, daily actions might feel small, tedious, even unnoticeable. But when you quietly persist, momentum quietly builds. Before you realize it, your daily habits and consistent actions have lifted you far above your previous limitations, and your life begins to soar to levels you never imagined possible. I've seen this pattern repeatedly in my own life and in the lives of those I've coached and mentored. The breakthrough moments, the visible victories always arrive long after quiet momentum has been quietly and consistently building. By the time others notice your success, you'll have been quietly cultivating it for months or even years. They'll call you lucky or gifted, but you'll know the truth. Your results are the inevitable outcome of quiet, steady momentum created through consistent daily action. This silent momentum doesn't just change your results, it transforms your entire mindset. As you consistently act, you begin to trust yourself deeply. You gain confidence that you can follow through on your commitments. Challenges and setbacks no longer derail you because you've learned to quietly persist through discomfort, uncertainty, and frustration. Momentum creates emotional strength, self-trust, and resilience that no amount of instant success ever could. Right now, I want you to decide clearly that you'll prioritize quiet momentum above immediate applause or recognition. Commit to one small daily action, something aligned directly with your goals. Maybe it's waking up early each morning, exercising daily, reading and learning consistently, or working quietly on your most important project every single day. Protect this action fiercely and refuse to allow distractions or emotions to stop you. Let quiet momentum build steadily beneath the surface of your life. You don't need instant results, you need steady, quiet progress. As momentum grows, you'll feel an internal shift occurring. Your confidence quietly strengthens, your discipline deepens, and your vision becomes clearer. Soon enough, your quiet, consistent efforts will become visible successes. But even then, remember the secret that got you there. Daily, quiet action, consistently executed. This silent momentum is your hidden advantage, your greatest leverage, and the most powerful force you possess. Embrace this principle completely. Quietly, take consistent action daily, and trust the quiet momentum it creates. Your life won't just change, it will transform dramatically, steadily, quietly, and permanently. One of the greatest secrets I've discovered about achieving extraordinary success is this. Consistency isn't about motivation or inspiration, it's about discipline. Motivation is wonderful, but it comes and goes. Inspiration can ignite your passion, but it rarely sustains long-term effort. Discipline, on the other hand, is your quiet, reliable friend that never leaves your side. Discipline ensures you show up every single day, especially when you don't feel like it. It's the foundation of consistent action, quiet mastery, and long-lasting success. Throughout my career, I've seen countless talented, intelligent people fail to reach their potential because they relied solely on motivation. They worked only when they felt inspired, acted only when conditions were ideal, and quit the moment their enthusiasm faded. Meanwhile, I've watched others quietly surpass them, not because they were smarter or more talented, but because they understood the power of disciplined consistency. They showed up quietly every day, regardless of their emotions, energy level, or immediate circumstances. And over time, those quiet, disciplined efforts created extraordinary success. Let me share a powerful truth that transformed my life and that will transform yours if you apply it. Extraordinary achievement isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. It's about the quiet discipline to show up every day and take one small step forward. Some days you'll feel energized and enthusiastic, and taking action will feel effortless. Other days you'll feel tired, discouraged, or distracted. On those days, discipline quietly whispers, "Show up anyway." Discipline doesn't demand perfection, it demands persistence. And persistence quietly accumulates into mastery, momentum, and results. For decades, I've made it my practice to show up consistently each morning, whether I felt inspired or not. There were countless mornings I would have preferred to stay in bed, skip my reading, or postpone important tasks. But discipline quietly insisted, "Brian, show up anyway. Do the work quietly, without complaint, without excuses." And every single time I obeyed that quiet voice of discipline, my self-respect grew stronger, my confidence increased, my momentum deepened. Discipline became my silent superpower, far more valuable than any temporary burst of motivation or inspiration. Right now, you have a choice to make about the kind of person you're becoming. You can choose to chase fleeting motivation, seeking short-term highs and temporary excitement. Or you can choose to build quiet, disciplined consistency into your daily routine. You can commit to showing up quietly each day, regardless of circumstances, emotions, or distractions. If you choose the path of discipline, I promise you this: you will unlock a level of strength, confidence, and effectiveness you never thought possible. Quiet, disciplined consistency will become your greatest ally, your most reliable source of power. Imagine for a moment how your life would transform if, starting today, you committed to disciplined daily action quietly and without exception. Imagine your results after 6 months, 1 year, or 5 years of quietly showing up every single day. Visualize the momentum you would build, the confidence you'd gain, and the achievements you'd experience. All of these extraordinary outcomes begin with one simple, quiet decision. I will show up daily, no matter what. Make that decision now and renew it every day, quietly and firmly. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the quiet voice that urges you forward when motivation fades and emotions fluctuate. It's the silent strength that ensures you keep your promises, honor your commitments, and fulfill your potential. When you make discipline your daily companion, you never have to rely on external validation or fleeting inspiration. Discipline quietly sustains you, supports you, and guides you forward consistently day after day. Remember this powerful principle deeply. Discipline isn't about punishment, it's about freedom. It quietly frees you from procrastination, hesitation, and self-doubt. It quietly frees you to achieve, create, and grow consistently. Discipline is your silent ally, quietly urging you forward when everything else pulls you back. When you embrace discipline wholeheartedly, you unlock a level of achievement, confidence, and mastery that no temporary burst of motivation ever could. Today, quietly commit to the discipline of showing up daily. Choose consistency over intensity, quiet action over loud promises, disciplined execution over fleeting inspiration. Do this, and your success will become inevitable. Quiet discipline will quietly transform your life, one consistent action at a time. As we reach the conclusion of our conversation today, I want you to clearly see the path ahead. It's not glamorous, it's not noisy, and it's certainly not about immediate recognition. Your path forward is quiet, steady, and deeply personal. It's built around one profound idea. True greatness doesn't require an audience, it simply requires your consistent commitment each day. If you embrace this idea completely, your results won't just surpass your expectations. They'll redefine what's possible in your life. Understand this clearly. The greatest achievements of your life won't come from bursts of inspired activity or dramatic moments of brilliance. They'll come quietly, consistently, and steadily. They'll come from your daily habits, your quiet routines, and your disciplined commitment to small actions repeated every single day. Your lasting legacy won't be written in bold headlines or flashy moments. Instead, it will be quietly constructed in the countless moments when nobody was watching and you chose consistency over convenience. The journey to lasting greatness isn't a race to immediate applause, it's a quiet marathon of daily excellence. Every single day, you have the opportunity to quietly strengthen your character, build your skills, and deepen your commitment. Every morning, you have the chance to quietly choose discipline, consistency, and focus. Each quiet choice builds on the last, creating unstoppable momentum that eventually becomes impossible to ignore. I promise you this, if you commit quietly and deeply to consistent daily action, your success will exceed anything you've imagined. Others may call you lucky or naturally gifted, but you'll know the real truth. Your results came from quiet consistency, disciplined choices, and a steady commitment to excellence. You'll know that the life you live, the confidence you feel, and the success you enjoy were earned quietly, behind closed doors, day after day. Never again underestimate the power of quiet, consistent, daily action. Never again be tempted to believe success must be loud, fast, or flashy. Remember always that greatness whispers it, doesn't shout. It appears gradually, not instantly. It rewards those who persist quietly, who refuse to quit when the excitement fades, and who embrace the discipline of showing up consistently, even when nobody is watching or applauding. Today, right now, quietly commit to this journey. From this moment forward, dedicate yourself completely to consistency and discipline, to quiet execution and daily excellence. Let go of the need for immediate applause or instant recognition. Trust deeply in the power of small, steady, quiet actions compounded daily. And remember, your most significant results will often come long after others have given up, lost interest, or stopped paying attention. This quiet journey to lasting greatness is yours now. Protect it fiercely. Honor it daily. Embrace it fully. Quietly execute, consistently improve, and steadily grow. Your quiet discipline will silently shape your legacy, your impact, and your destiny. In the end, you'll look back with quiet pride, understanding deeply that the greatest achievements of your life weren't accidental. They weren't quick or loud. They were quietly, consistently, and intentionally earned, one disciplined choice at a time. The path is clear. Your journey begins now quietly, consistently, and permanently. Welcome to your extraordinary life.